Today is December 19th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 11, A Vision for You. We'll be reading page 153. At the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 10. We'll be reading page 176. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Man, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. Only 6 days away from the big day. It's hard to believe, right? And only a few more weeks until, actually not even that, 10, 11 days till we wrap up both books. Actually, all 4 books if you think about it. It's hard to believe time is flying by, but you know what? It's just one day at a time, isn't it? So I'm just so grateful. So let's get to the good stuff. Chapter 11, A Vision for You, page 153. It may seem incredible that these men are to become happy, respected, and useful once more. How can they rise out of such misery, bad repute, and hopelessness? The practical answer is that since these things have happened among us, they can happen with you. Should you wish them above all else, and be willing to make use of our experience, we're sure that they will come. The age of miracles is still with us. Our own recovery proves that. Our hope is that when this chip of a book is launched on the world tide of alcoholism, defeated drinkers will seize upon it, to follow its suggestions. Many, we are sure, will rise to their feet and march on. They will approach still other sick ones, and fellowships of Alcoholics Anonymous may spring up in each city and hamlet, havens for those who must find a way out. In the chapter Working with Others, you gathered an idea of how we approach and aid others to health. Suppose now that through you, several families have adopted this way of life. You will want to know more about how to proceed from that point. Perhaps the best way of treating you to a glimpse of your future will be to describe the growth of the fellowship among us. Here is a brief account. Years ago, in 1935, one of our number made a journey to a certain western city. From a business standpoint, his trip came off badly. Had he been successful in his enterprise, he would have been set on his feet financially, which, at the time, seemed vitally important. But his venture wound up in a lawsuit and bogged down completely. The proceeding was shot through with much hard feeling and controversy. Out of the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues. Hence, the AA name ought never be drawn in a public controversy. Page 176. Never since it began has Alcoholics Anonymous been divided by a major controversial issue. Nor has our fellowship ever publicly taken sides on any question in an embattled world. This, however, has been no earned virtue. It could almost be said that we were born with it, for, as one old-timer recently declared, practically never have I heard a heated religious, political, or reform argument among any AA members. So long as we don't argue these matters privately, it's a cinch we shall never publicly. As by some deep instinct, we AAs have known from the very beginning that we must never, no matter what the provocation, publicly take sides in any fight, even a worthy one. All history affords us the spectacle of striving nations and groups finally torn asunder because they were designed for or tempted into controversy. Others fell apart because of their sheer self-righteousness while trying to enforce upon the rest of mankind some millennium of their own specification. In our own times, we've seen millions die in political and economic wars, often spurred by religious and radical difference. We live in the imminent possibility of a fresh Holocaust to determine how men shall be governed, and how the products of nature and toil shall be divided among them. That is the spiritual climate in which AA was born, and by God's grace has nevertheless flourished. "24 Hours a Day, December 19th. AA thought for the day. The skeptic and the agnostic say it is impossible for us to find the answer to life. Many have tried and failed, but many more have put aside the intellectual pride and have said to themselves, "Who am I to say there is no God? Who am I to say that there is no purpose in life?" The atheist makes a declaration, "The world originated in a cipher and aimlessly rushes nowhere." Others live for the moment and do not even think about why that they're here or where they're going. They might as well be clams on the bottom of the ocean, protected by their hard shells of indifference. They're going nowhere and do not care. Do I care where I'm going? Meditation for the day. We may consider the material world as the clay which the artist works with to make of it something beautiful or ugly. We need not fear material things, which are neither good nor bad in the moral sense. There seems to be no active force for evil outside of human beings themselves. Humans alone can have either evil intentions, resentments, malevolence, hate, and revenge, or good intentions, love and goodwill. They can make something ugly or something beautiful out of the clay of their lives. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may make something good out of my life. I pray that I may be a good artisan with the materials that I've been given to use. Daily Reflection, December 19th. Understanding the malady. When dealing with an alcoholic, there may be a natural annoyance that a man can be so weak, stupid, and irresponsible. Even when you understand the malady better, you may feel this feeling rising. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 139. Having suffered from alcoholism, I should understand the illness, but sometimes I feel annoyance, even contempt, toward a person who cannot make it in AA. When I feel that way, I'm satisfying my false sense of superiority, and I must remember, but for the grace of God, there go I. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And, the 24 hours a day kind of reminds me of the old saying, are you going to feed the good wolf today or the bad wolf? At least for my personal experience, I've done some good things and I've done some pretty evil things. These steps for me have been like guardrails. And sometimes I can still, with my own selfishness, pick back up that pride or that ego or that insecurity, whatever negative thing it might be, and I start nicking those guardrails. But now, thankfully, I'm not crashing directly through them most of the time. I nick that guardrail and I realize, ooh, I did that for me. Or, ooh, that was a nasty thing to say. I need to make those amends. And I get right back on the road. And I try to just keep feeding that good wolf, making those choices, right? Because I ask myself 3 questions. Am I focusing on what I have or what I'm missing? A lot of times when I'm down or depressed, I'm thinking only about the things I'm missing. 2, am I focusing on the past, which I can't control, but I can learn from? Am I focusing on the future, which isn't even in existence right now? Or am I focusing on this set of 24 hours? And then finally, am I focusing on what I can control or what's out of my control? Now, when I focus on these, the right things in each of those 3 questions and feed the good wolf by working the steps, life is good and serenity's there for me. But when I don't, well, you know how that goes. So that's something I want to really try to put into practice today. To feed the good wolf, to try to be a better person today than I was yesterday. I'll be a work in progress till the day I die, but I do believe there will be progress, thanks to my higher power. And just as the Daily Reflection said, but for the grace of God, there go I. I think of the alternative. 6.5 years ago, or not even that, 6 years ago, I was in the throes of alcoholism. The malady had me and I was in bondage. And I'm not today. But I could be. Because as soon as the newcomer comes in and shares his story or her story, I hear my way of thinking and I re-feel what I felt when I first came in. So I am so grateful for the newcomer. And when they go back out, unfortunately, it's a great reminder that this disease is real. And it will kill me if I slack. It's not something I graduate from, and I'm okay with that. I love going to this school. But anyways, my friends, I've rambled on enough. I hope you all have a great day. As always, I don't speak on behalf of AA or NA or Al-Anon. I'm just a friend in this lifeboat of recovery. Really grateful to be here today. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.